You ever watch someone online explain how they became rich in 18 months, and for 1 second think, wait, am I missing something? Because you work, you earn, you try to be responsible, and then you open the account and the number does not look like responsibility. It looks like another month survived. That reaction makes sense. It does not mean you are jealous. It does not mean you are lazy. It means your brain is noticing a gap that most financial advice skips over. One side tells you wealth should happen fast. 18 months, one trick, one asset, one secret the rich allegedly know. The other side tells you to be patient for 40 years, keep investing, and maybe the math will be kind to you when you are old enough to need 3 passwords to check the account. Both answers leave something out, because the real question is not, can I become rich fast? And it is not, can I wait long enough? The real question is colder than that. How much of your income stops when you stop? That is the switch. Most people call it a job. You flip that switch every night and almost never feel it happen. You close the laptop, you clock out, you drive home. The money does not follow you into the dark and keep working. It waits for you to come back. And once you see that, a normal night starts looking different. Tonight, somewhere, there is an arena where a seat costs more than some people pay in rent. The lights are bright. The crowd is loud. Thousands of people spent today earning the money they are about to spend tonight. Their income walked into the building with them. When the final buzzer goes off, it walks back out with them. And somewhere around that same night, someone else has money nowhere near their body. It is in an automatic transfer, a broad market fund, a small ownership stake, a boring account with no personality. While they watch the same game, that money is still moving. Not because they are special, because they found the other side of the switch. And if this sounds uncomfortable, good. Not because it should scare you, because it explains a feeling you may already have. You feel it on Sunday night, when rest has a countdown attached to it. You feel it on a sick day that does not feel like recovery, because the work is stacking up somewhere else. You feel it during the first hour of a vacation, when your body is at the gate, but your mind is already checking the inbox. That is not random anxiety. That is your nervous system noticing that your income is conditional. The money comes because you show up. The question is, what happens when you cannot? And this is where the first comfortable lie breaks. A good job can be dignified. A steady paycheck can be necessary. For many people, it is the foundation that makes every other move possible. But a paycheck is not the same thing as security. A paycheck is a structure, and every structure has rules. The rule of wage income is simple. The market pays you because your time, skill, attention, or body is available this week. If that availability disappears, the income becomes vulnerable. At first, that vulnerability is invisible. The direct deposit hits. The bills clear. The routine feels stable because nothing has tested it yet. Then, one thing changes. The company reorganizes. The client disappears. The body stops cooperating. The industry gets quieter. The manager changes. The off switch was there the whole time. You just finally saw the hand near it. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks how long workers have been with their current employer. The recent median is under 4 years. Not 40, not 20. Under 4. In plain English, the average paycheck is not a lifetime appointment. It is a contract that keeps renewing until one side stops renewing it. And the employer is not the only hand near the switch. Your body has one too. The Social Security Administration has a statistic that sounds too cold to belong in normal conversation. Roughly 1 in 4 of today's 20-year-olds will become disabled before reaching retirement age. 1 in 4. That does not mean everyone should live in fear. It means the SAFE plan is often built around a single person staying healthy, employable, and wanted by the market for decades without interruption. That person is you. So when someone says, just earn more, they are not wrong. They are incomplete. A bigger paycheck can change your life. It can pay down debt. It can create margin. It can buy breathing room. But a bigger paycheck running through one switch is still one switch. It is a bigger thing to lose in one move. This is the part nobody online explains cleanly. The first stage of wealth is not getting rich. The first stage is reducing how much of your life depends on one switch staying on. And the first dollar on the other side of that switch usually looks embarrassingly small. Not a business empire. Not a viral side hustle. Not a screenshot of passive income that makes strangers angry in the comments. A transfer, a contribution, a small piece of ownership, a boring account that buys a little more of the world while you are doing something else. That is why the fantasy version is so dangerous. The fantasy tells you the other kind of income has to look dramatic. Rental doors, laundromats, vending machines, ATMs, a portfolio big enough to quit tomorrow. Something that sounds like a secret. But the ordinary version is quieter. You set up money to move from the paycheck into ownership before your lifestyle gets a vote. At first, it feels meaningless. $50, $100, $300. The amount is small enough that your brain insults it. What is that supposed to do? That question is the trap. Because in the beginning, the transfer is not impressive for what it earns. It is impressive for what it changes. It creates a second income behavior inside your life. One behavior says, I get paid when I perform. The other says, a tiny part of my money keeps working when I do not. That second behavior is the seed. The documents say it more coldly. The Federal Reserve's survey of consumer finances keeps showing the same broad pattern. Higher wealth households own more assets that produce returns: business equity, financial assets, real estate, ownership stakes, while lower wealth households depend much more heavily on wages. The IRS sees the same shape from the tax side. Dividends, capital gains, business income, and pass-through income are not evenly spread across households. They concentrate where ownership concentrates. But do not miss the point. The lesson is not be rich already. The lesson is that the wealthy are not only ahead because the number is bigger. They are ahead because more of the number sits on the side of the switch that keeps moving without their body in the room. That is the structural difference. Now watch how small it starts. Imagine two versions of the same person. Same income, same city, same Sunday night feeling. Version 1 gets a raise and lets life absorb it. Not recklessly, not stupidly, just normally. A nicer apartment because the commute was exhausting. A newer car because the old one started making a sound. More convenience because work got heavier. Nothing looks irresponsible. That is why it works. Version 2 gets the same raise and makes one small rule before the money becomes normal. Half of every increase moves to the other side of the switch. Not all of it, half. The other half can improve life now. That is important. Mae is not here to shame joy out of your life. A life that only delays every good thing until retirement is not wisdom. It is another kind of fear. But half of the raise leaves before the new lifestyle can name it. That one rule creates a gap the outside world cannot see. Year 1, almost nothing changes. Both people look the same. Year 2, the account still feels too small to mention. Year 3, the second person has a number that could cover the month where the off switch sticks. Year 5, the difference is no longer personality. It is architecture. One life still depends almost entirely on the next paycheck arriving on schedule. The other has begun building a second register. Not enough to quit. Enough to stop every surprise from becoming a crisis. And that is where the advice online usually fails you. It jumps from broke to millionaire because that makes a better thumbnail. But the first real wealth milestone is not millionaire status. It is the first time your life does not immediately panic when the paycheck is late, smaller, interrupted, or gone. That is not flashy. It is powerful, and it is much more reachable. This is also why saving alone is not the full answer. Savings are the emergency brake. You need them. Without savings, every small disruption becomes expensive. The car repair goes on a credit card. The medical bill becomes a payment plan. The late paycheck becomes a fee. Savings stop the bleeding. Ownership changes the engine. A savings account protects the month. An investment contribution buys a tiny piece of future income that does not need you awake. Both matter, but they do different jobs. If you only save, you build a cushion that slowly gets spent every time life hits it. If you only invest and keep no cushion, you may be forced to sell the ownership at the worst possible moment. So the first lever is not glamorous. It is order. Cushion first, then automatic ownership, then raise the amount whenever income rises. That order matters because behavior is the fragile part. Morningstar's investor return research measures something most people feel but rarely quantify: the gap between what funds earn and what investors actually keep after moving money in and out at bad moments. The market may return one number, the investor may receive another. The difference is often not intelligence, it is interruption, a scary headline, a tight month, a job loss, a decision made while the nervous system is trying to protect the present. That is why automation is not a productivity trick. It is emotional armor. The transfer goes in before the debate starts. The contribution happens before the news talks you out of it. The raise gets split before your lifestyle can swallow the whole thing and call it normal. This is how the other side of the switch gets built. Not with one huge decision. With fewer decisions at the exact moments you are least equipped to make them. Now go back to that arena. The game ends. The lights come up. The people who bought the memory file toward the exits. Some paid cash. Some used a card. Some will be thinking about the night for years. There is nothing wrong with that. A memory can be worth buying when the money is truly yours to spend. But the hidden question is, what happened underneath the night? Did the money only leave? Or did some part of your money keep working while you were there? That is the difference. Not moral superiority, not deprivation, structure. The same person can enjoy the game and still build the second register. The same person can take a vacation and still own the transfer that happens while the suitcase is open. The same person can use money for today and still move a piece of it to the side that survives tomorrow. This is what the get-rich-fast crowd misses. They sell drama because drama feels like speed. This is what the 40-year advice misses. It sells patience without giving the viewer a near-term win. The near-term win is this. Every dollar you move to the other side of the switch makes your life slightly less dependent on your body being useful to the market every single week. That is not a fantasy. That is a structure. And you can begin with an amount small enough to feel almost insulting. The point is not that $50 changes your life tonight. The point is that $50 changes which side of the switch your next dollar lands on. Then the next one. Then the next raise. Then the next year. 5 years from now, the most important number may not be how much you earned. It may be how much of your money kept moving on the days you did not. So ask the quieter question. Not, how fast can I get rich? Not, can I wait 40 years? Ask, how much of my income survives me not showing up? That question does not make money louder. It makes it sturdier. And once you see the switch, you start noticing it everywhere. In the Sunday night feeling. In the sick day that does not feel like rest. In the raise that disappears unless you catch it first. In the tiny transfer that looks like nothing, right until it becomes the first part of your life that keeps working without permission. Meanwhile, I'll keep reading the fine print.